Good morning, everyone. I thought I'd give you a walkthrough on what's going on with all of the inputs, knobs, and stuff on the LD Systems Maui 5 Go. There's a lot on here, so it deserves some explanation. I'm going to start over here. This is your main level. It's like your main on any mixer. I like to set mine at roughly 8, which is 3 o'clock on the dial, and leave it there. But that's just me. I'm going to go ahead and turn the power on this thing. You can see next to main there are some lights and buttons and things. Right here that says system, and there's a little button. You can either run this mono or stereo. Now what does that mean? I only own one of these, so I'm going to leave mine in mono. However, if I had two and I wanted to split the signal stereo, I could push this button and move it over to stereo. There is an output on this system that allows you to run it in stereo. So this side would be left, I believe, and then the output side would be right, or maybe it's vice versa, I'm not sure. But anyway, you can indeed run the stereo if you want to, but for my application, I'm going to run a mono. Next up, we have a high boost and a sub level. These are pretty self-explanatory. This gives you a little more high, or a little less, whatever you want to do. And the same with the sub. You can turn the sub up or down. You can adjust the levels on those. Up here we have an Mp3 input. Either the little mini plug, stereo mini plug, or alternately, you can link to Bluetooth. Now if you want to link to Bluetooth, you hold this button down for, I believe it's 10 seconds for this unit to become discoverable via Bluetooth. Now, let me just talk about Bluetooth for a minute. If you're just streaming music through here, through your music service, you're chilling out at home, or you're doing cocktail music or something like that, Bluetooth is not a bad solution. You can absolutely Bluetooth your phone or your tablet or whatever, or even your laptop to this system. However, when you're DJing, Bluetooth has a little bit of a delay, and it's a fraction of a second. It's not much, but it's just enough to be annoying. So if you're actually trying to DJ through this system and you want to run something like your laptop or whatever through the Mp3 input, that's what I would do. Because when you run it direct, you don't get that delay. Only through the Bluetooth will you get that little delay. And like I said, it's just a fraction of a second, very negligible if you're streaming Spotify or SiriusXM or whatever. But yeah, to DJ, I would definitely run direct in here on the mini plug. Next up, we have high Z. Now high Z is the instrument input on here. This is for guitar or whatever. I actually ran a wireless microphone receiver through here and it worked fine. And of course you have the volume control for that. Line is the next one. Line is actually located on the back right down here. It's stereo line, either XLR or 1/4-inch phono. So you can run something in there like, I don't know, a keyboard or alternately your mixing board. I have a Pioneer DJ M450 that does not have a mono switch on it. So if I want to run stereo out of the board, I can use these two inputs to do that. And again, if I'm using one unit, I still run this at mono. If I want to run the output to another Maui 5 Go, I simply switch this to stereo and I get true stereo out of my Pioneer DJ M450. Alternately, for one, again, mono, and just leave it there. And then of course you have the microphone input. Pretty self-explanatory. Plug your mic in there and you have a gain for that as well. Now this other set of lights down here, I wanted to give a little explanation on that. First you have an on indicator. Next you have signal. If there's a signal being sent to this system, it'll light up. There's also something called a limiter. Now the limiter is kind of like a clip light. If it starts flashing, that's okay. That's what clip lights do. A flash is fine. However, if the limiter light stays steady on, you're running too hot of a signal, you need to turn down a little bit. That's how it works. And the other light on there is protect. Now protect does a couple of different things. If you leave this in the sun and you get the amp really hot, it'll go into protect. it'll come on and shut the amp down just to protect it. Alternately, if there's no signal going through the system for a prolonged period of time, it'll flash in protect mode, and that just shuts the amp down, saves on power. So that's it. I hope this video helps somebody. Give you an idea of what this little system does. This is one take only. I'm going to do some B-roll on it, but yeah, pretty simple video. I hope I gave you some explanation as to what is going on with this system. If you have any more questions at all, please let me know in the comments section. I'll be happy to try to answer them for you. Thanks for watching, practice, and enjoy.